Hello, lovely people. Thank you for having me here in Nottingham, and a big shout out to the Nottinghamshire Refugee Trust. Where's Barbara? Is she not here? Do they have a hashtag? Because we should probably hashtag the hell out of them today, right? Does anyone have a hashtag for them? Okay, let's get hold of Barbara and find a hashtag. Right, two great presentations earlier. Mine's going to be a little bit simpler. I've done some homework for you, and I've got a few takeaways. But it fits in really nicely because this is based on Google data. So what we've done is we've kind of reversed engineered a little bit everything that's going on behind Google, used Google data to pull out some examples for you. And I've got a clicker. Clicker's working, so don't have to call backstage every 5 seconds. Only 3% of content campaigns work. What does that mean? That means that if you just throw out content there without thinking about it, it's not really going to work very well. Here is the very highly regarded science technology directory in the Daily Mail website. And of all the keywords that they rank for and all the URLs they have, and they have many thousands, only 2.something% of the keywords rank on page 1. And anyone that knows about search results knows that page 2 is where you get no clicks. Well, not 100% true, but generally you need to be on page 1 for any sort of click. Here's the Guardian's music directory, which is completely the opposite. Actually, this is the biggest, most visible part of their website, music. And here you can see that about 14% of the keywords they rank for are ranking on page 1. So it's a much more efficient website. I'm sorry if it looks a little bit biased, but I am. I'm not a big Daily Mail fan. You could probably tell. What I mean is some content works better than others. Some content silos work better than others. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take some data. I'll spend 10 minutes just talking about the background of where this data comes from, because that's really important. And then I'll give you some examples to take away. And I did try and find some Nottingham-related examples. And according to the Nottinghamshire Post, I think it's tarmac, traffic lights, lace, Black Lace, which is a band. If anyone knows Black Lace as a band, you're as old as me. Thank God there's no one here that knows that. And what was the other one? There was another one. I can't remember what it was. Tarmac, traffic lights, lace, and Black Lace. Anyway, I've got, well, yeah, the other one I've got in there. So I'll show you that later. It's important to note that containers for content are getting easier to make. And I don't mean that there are containers out there like WordPress, like Wix, that are 100% perfect. What I mean is the information is out there. It's pretty well defined how you make a good technical website. So as we go forward, that's going to get a little bit easier. Yoast is a sponsor here, and they do great work trying to help people using WordPress get the technical SEO correct. So we've got our platform, our rocket, and we're putting fuel in it, which is the content. And so what I want to do is just show you the data that proves that good content in there produces good results. And I'll give you a load of examples as well. So SISTRIX is a company that collects SERPs data on a massive scale, billions of data points every day. We're a German company. We're number 1 in Germany, not well known outside Germany. I think if you're using SEMrush and Ahrefs, those are our probably 2 competitors outside Germany. We crawl all that data every day, and we turn it into what we call the visibility index. We take all the keywords that are ranking, we will weight them based on search volume, based on positioning, and we'll turn it into the visibility index. What does that look like? It's basically a number that you can use to track change on your website, and it's a number you can use to track competitors, so relative movements between you and your competitors. This is Pretty Little Thing. Great progress on their organic search visibility over the last 6-7 years there. That one is Mothercare. And here's my first Nottingham reference. Boots.com/Mothercare is the blue line at the moment. They did take over the Mothercare brand, but they don't seem to have done anything with the old mothercare.com website. So there's no visibility there. And here's Misguided, who unfortunately shut down last week. We're already seeing the drop in visibility for misguided.co.uk. But that is 18 months worth of fade away there. So maybe there was a little bit of a story happening already on misguided.co.uk. If we take a bunch of retail domains and kind of line them up with the visibility index as a kind of a shop front or a footprint reference, this is how it would look on, Oxford Street or Goxford Street or whatever you want to call it. 4 kilometers on the left-hand side would be Amazon and eBay. On the whole of the left-hand side, there's 600 meters of Amazon.com there. So you imagine on Oxford Street, you walk past the American version with $ in the window of Amazon.com. That works in Google search. The rest of what happens on the other side of the street. We've got examples like Argos. Next is probably about here. Primark, which is pretty much a fan website right now, doesn't do anything apart from brand-related search terms, is somewhere like here. And then you've got like Spar, the shop. You probably couldn't even get there's not even space to put a door in there. So that is a little bit of a representation of the relative sizes of some of the domains in terms of search footprint. There's some top domains there. Obviously, Wikipedia is way out there in front. There's the Amazon. There's Amazon.com down there as well. A lot of reference sites. What we can also do is we can also compare 2 domains together, see what sort of overlaps they have. This is Aldi and Waitrose, who do not overlap. There's about 15% of common keywords there, but you know Aldi and you know Waitrose. On the left is what is called center aisle, and on the right is probably hummus, I guess. So we did a study. We've got lots of data, and we can work out, not just at the domain level, we can work out at the directory level, because content creators nicely seem to put stuff in directory order, which is really handy for trying to find high-performing stuff. We went through a massive hundreds and hundreds of high-performing directories to work out what's going on, what's making them perform. There's 3 things. There's brand. I think that's fairly obvious. A strong brand would attract a click. Red Bull, I think, is a great example of that. When they appear in the search, it doesn't matter what they rank for, people click them, and that obviously is a signal for Google. If you stuff a mass of quality content out there, and I think probably the Guardian example is a good one there, some of it will work. So if you do good quality content on scale, some of it's going to work. But there are these little pockets, and we call them high-performance content formats, or you can call them content silos, which perform exceptionally well, and they stand out. So what they are is basically, I don't know, some sort of high-powered fuel, rocket fuel for our rocket, £4 a gallon instead of £1.80, or is it £1.90 today? I don't know what the prices are. High-performance content formats, you don't really need to know what they are, because I'm going to show you examples, but effectively it's getting it right. If you think of that shop front again, and think of having everything perfect. So you've got a lovely shop front with nice lighting, nice products, there's some nice people in there selling the stuff, the prices look good, there's great ways to pay. It's getting it all right. You wouldn't open a coffee shop next to, I don't know, it's Cafe Nero is the one in the UK, isn't it? You wouldn't open a coffee shop without having, a decent bit of branding, some nice people, some marketing going on, something to make it attractive. So basically, high-performance content formats are just getting it all right, getting everything right. So you have your great carrier, but you also got the content highly optimized, and the previous speakers were talking about this, with the intent that's correct, the voice correct, the UX, the colors, everything that goes into making it correct, the expertise, proving that you're an expert, the comfort factor, all those things go into one, and what you end up is basically what I showed you before, which is keywords that rank in the page 1 above average. I need to grab some water, excuse me. Awkward silence. Right. Why are they so important? Well, it's efficient and it's scalable, isn't it? If you start creating efficient content silos, you can do it at low cost. It's going to last longer, and you can scale it as well. Once you've got your engine perfected, you can move into other areas as well. And this is great for agencies to understand this, because once you get stuff done correctly once with the correct process, you can duplicate that. Right, we're on to the examples section now. So I'm going to go through sort of 5 or 6 examples of really high-performing content. I'll show you the URL up on the screen so you can snap it, or I'll share the slides afterwards so that you get the references. We'll start with contact lenses. Now, I don't know what this company is. I've only just found out about it. Feelgoodcontacts.com. Does anyone know Feelgood Contacts? Does anyone work for Feelgood Contacts? Good. Okay, well, I was going to give you an applause there, but you're not here. They do exceptionally well. So this is their contact lenses directory. 84% of the keywords they rank on page 1. There's absolutely nothing that doesn't rank. This is what Google says, remember. I'm not just synthesizing this data. We're taking it from Google. Google seems to like this. So this is a great example, and it is a e-commerce page, so there's a lot of do intent here. They rank for 3,491 keywords that we know about in the UK. If you were to buy Google Ads for that directory, it'd cost you 138 grand a month. There's 41,000 visitors a month. And they seem to have cornered the market for colored contact lenses. So they've niched down and managed to create an extremely high-performing site. So that's feelgoodcontacts.com/contact lenses if you're doing any sort of e-commerce. And this will be a great example for anyone doing any e-commerce stuff with products /contact lenses. Here's another one, shredding. This is not shredding the guitar. This is boring shredding, shredding of documents. So this company, ShredStation, anyone from ShredStation or know ShredStation? They have done extremely well with shredding services. So we've got 53% of the keywords that they rank for are on page 1. So it's doing extremely well. Again, it's a kind of a do intent. So there's e-commerce here. The traffic value is pretty high. And keywords that we know about in the UK, 1,238. ShredStation.co.uk/shredding services. So another good example to have a look at. Boots, Nottingham, boom. It's not English owned anymore, is it? Isn't it American owned now? Yeah? But it's coming back. Isn't it coming home? Someone's buying it and bringing it home. Anyway, Boots do an excellent job on SEO for product e-commerce searches. /Gillette. Now, we've got to remember there's 10 positions in page 1, so Gillette is going to be in there as well. I'm sure Superdrug are in there as well. But I think it's 93% of the keywords they rank for on that page are ranking on page 1. It's extremely efficient. There's 711 keywords. If you were to buy ads for those keywords to get the same traffic, you'd be looking at that amount of money. And respect to Boots, because it's not just Gillette. They have a ton of brands that they rank for. So go and have a look at Boots. Go and have a look at those brand pages. Just get a look and feel for, maybe just put that in your bookmark and open it every day and get a look and feel for how they're operating, how they're working, all the triggers, all the signals that they're sending back, and try and learn from that. Right, here's another nice example. Wirecutter.com was an independent product review website in the US. It did a very high quality job of product reviews and was bought by New York Times for $30 million. They do pretty well as well. 24%, I think that is, of the keywords they rank for. I think this is the reviews. No, that's on the whole website or on page 1. So that's a whole website. That's pretty impressive. I think what's more impressive is they paid $30 million from it. The amount of money they're saving on getting traffic from Google Ads is quite a lot more. I think the website might have been worth a little bit more than the $30 million, to be honest. But it's an interesting example. The other end of the scale, and an almost comparable website, is Engadget. They take the news approach to to content, and every day they're producing, 20, 30 articles. In there might be a review as well, and they do very good reviews as well. They break good news as well. Because of this news style of reporting, only 4% of their keywords are ranking on page 1. And this is really, for me, has been an interesting learning exercise, because if you think about how the way Google would like to work, it'd like to work efficiently. Not because efficiency brings better results, but because it saves money. Can you imagine the amount of CPU, the amount of cost it takes for Google to go through the Daily Mail or the Engadget every day, all these... Love Island, there were 200 articles published in just 2 publications this week. Can you imagine how much that cost Google to go through? At some point, I'll be thinking, I'm going to slow down on this. This is costing me too much money. So that's something I think about when I look at that news style of content. Right, here's a couple of really good examples if you're in the affiliate space. And one of them's a newspaper, the Indie Best. Anyone work for the Independent? Okay, Indie Best does a pretty good job of creating informative content with affiliate links within it. And then we have the very highly respected, long-established Good Housekeeping. And my shopping list was pretty full. I had an ice cream maker, when I was researching this, I had an ice cream maker, a blender, and some sort of, I think it was a SpongeBob sandwich toaster in my cart before I got out of there. It's a really good website, actually. Here's the Independent extras. Right. This value here, 20, doesn't mean anything to you at the moment. The important thing is it's rising, but let's blend in ShredStation. So that ShredStation successful content has a footprint of that, and that was pretty impressive. But that is what Indie are doing with Indie Best. It's a really impressive content silo. And then we put Good Housekeeping on the top of it, and we see the Good Housekeeping do even better. This is ShredStation here. This is Indie Best, and then on top, Good Housekeeping. So Good Housekeeping is big and impressive. Now, the last thing I want to do is leave you with the best URL on the Good Housekeeping website. Now, before we do that, let's look at the distribution for Indie Best. So, not perfect, there's still work to do. But what is quite interesting here, there's a lot of potential here in page 2 that can be pushed to page 1. It's not the best performing website, but it is impressive and there's some potential there. Good Housekeeping, a lot better. So this is a great example of how we are able to identify these high-performance content silos. We simply look at the keywords they rank for and what ratio of keywords rank on page 1. It's quite a simple exercise, but you need a lot of data to do it, and we do have a lot of data. Right, let's look at the most performant URL on the Good Housekeeping website. It's just one URL that brings in 30,000 estimated clicks a month. If you were to buy ads for that, 61 grand per month. Anyone want to guess what it is? Not air fryers. Air fryers were the big thing of COVID, right? It's Wi-Fi security cameras. This is the URL on goodhousekeeping.com that has the highest percentage of keywords in page 1. It's also the highest, the biggest URL on their website. So if you want to look at what Google says is a probably almost perfect URL, go and have a look at that one, because you'll probably learn a lot from it. And by doing that, you probably will avoid being a dailymail.co.uk. Right, so my name is Steve Paine. The company is SISTRIX. We are a search engine optimization data company. We don't do SEO work. We provide data to SEOs. There's some free resources there. Academy. We run some seminars, and there's a bunch of free tools there, including one that allows you to put your domain name in and check if you were hit by the core update last week. So that's hopefully a useful set of tools for you. Thank you again to Hallam. Thank you. Shout out again to this wonderful refugee forum. More important than ever. I totally support that. Get a hashtag out there for them, please. and there's the background information. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.